Unpopular opinion, this was a great scene. Hear me out. Now, as a consumer, I understand the outrage. I do, because I was like, what the hell too? But as an actor and somebody who's studying cinematography and how to direct, this is genius. This is beautiful. This is amazing. This is everything. Now, I'm going to try and explain and describe what the directors and what the Duffer Brothers potentially wanted to do here. This is just a theory. This could be wrong. This isn't what the Duffer Brothers said. This is just what I would do as a director, and this is what this would mean to me as a director, and this is why I would shoot this like this if I was a director. Now, the first thing I noticed is the little sofa that Will was sitting on. Now, it's quite spacious. Another person could sit on it. His mum could sit on it to comfort him, to make him feel better. But it's him sitting alone, and there's a little bit of space. And he's not sitting against the wall with the couch. There's so much space behind him, and I just feel like that's just to give him a sense of loneliness. When you stand in a room, or when you stand somewhere that's got loads of space, I don't know about you guys, but I feel self-aware, and I feel very, and that's why a lot of people like sleeping next to a wall. Does that make sense? So I feel like that's the sense that the directors were going for here. And I do feel that when I watch this, he feels like he's alone. He looks alone. There's a lot of space around him. Another thing that I noticed straight away was the blue blanket. Now, it stood out to me a lot. And these are all purposeful. Like, directors don't do this. Filmmakers don't do this by accident. I don't know what it means. I couldn't kind of put my finger on it. But if you think you could come up with something, a theory, doesn't have to be true Bible, but put it in the comments because I'd love to know what you guys think. Now, in the background, you have Robin's girl, who I can't remember her name is. She's like right there in the green jumper. The whole scene, if you watch the whole scene, she's biting her hands, she's got her arms crossed, and that usually shows like being insecure or holding something in. And remember, her and Robin are lesbians, they are gay. This is in the 80s. What Will is doing is very brave, but her body language shows that she's holding something in as well, and she isn't living her truth, and she wouldn't be able to do what Will's doing. So I think that's why she's probably standing like that. She's standing far back, she's watching it and being inspired, but she's also feeling very anxious for Will. I want to talk about Harrington, okay? Now, I don't think this is a reach, but let me know if you think this is a reach. When everybody gets up to hug him, to hug Will, Harrington is in the back. Doesn't change emotion. He's still he looks conflicted. And I want to explain why I feel like he's conflicted. If you look at the past Harrington, he was one of the boys. He had that toxic masculinity about him. He was a sports boy. He was part of the sports teams in college. But he's now a reformed masculine guy. So I feel like he depicts society in a way, because he stays back, but he doesn't look entirely happy for Will. He's almost conflicted. He's trying to fight that side of him that doesn't agree. And that's how I feel about this. Let me know if this is a reach. I could go more into it, but you get what I'm trying to say. We've got Mr. I don't know what his name is. Murray? Mr. Murray's? I don't know. But he is also another depiction of society. I feel like he's quite restrained, but he has his, thoughts and reservations. He keeps his hands in his pockets, which could also depict that he doesn't want to be involved. So, yeah. Now, when everyone gets up to hug Will, you can see in the background, I feel like this is a beautiful shot. You can see Robin's girl in the background. Like I said, she wishes she could do this and have that support around her. And you got to remember, this is the 80s. She's gay and she's a woman in this patriarchy. So I think this is a beautiful shot and depiction of what's going on. That's how I saw it. Another thing that I noticed was Mum, Joyce, Mum doesn't get up to hug Will. And I feel like that's just one of those things. Your mother is the foundation of love. She doesn't need to get up and do all of that. She said at the start, she was the first one to say, "You're never going to lose me," and she sat closest to him. So that in itself was the love that she has for Will. So she didn't need to do that. And I feel like that was a beautiful decision. This is cinema. Oh, this shot right here, I was like, damn. Look, this is 11 and this is number 8, yeah, Callie. Callie, her story has always been about what happens when society pushes you out. She's an outsider. So as you can see, she's out of focus here. And you got 11 who is sharp and focused. This is cinema. There's so much I can say about this one. This is going to be another video.